Hello ladies and gentlemen, Bear here. Today I would like to take a step back and talk about Insurgency. I like this game. I really like this game. There are a couple of things about Insurgency that differentiate it from other FPSs that have what I like to call hardcore mode. Think Battlefield hardcore. The first thing is that it was conceived from the beginning to focus on fast time to kill, or what I will refer to as hardcore mode. Games like Battlefield or Call of Duty have always tried to incorporate a hardcore mode after the fact, which leads to several problems. The gameplay was never really balanced for hardcore, or some of the gadgets or perks aren't usable in the hardcore game modes that they have. They aren't available in hardcore, like for example the mini-map and stuff like that. Spawn points. Insurgency is one of the few FPS games that I believe got spawn points right. The team will either spawn at the initial spawn, or the team spawns a little bit outside of the last capture point, depending on the game mode. Since I've started playing Insurgency, there has never been a time where I was shot in the back because an enemy spawned directly behind me. Like, seriously guys, figure this shit out already. When I did get shot in the back though, it was because my teammate or I wasn't watching R6. So those guys deserve that kill, and good job to them. The other great thing is when you get the drop on somebody, there is no way that they will turn around and kill you. Well, that is unless you miss all your shots. You still need skill. Come on. Notice that I didn't say you need skill depending on the gun. That's because in Insurgency, the pistol is as deadly as an SMG. Let me tell you, some of the funnest games I've had was running around with light armor, a pistol, and C4. You may notice that Insurgency lacks some of the visual cues that are for things like finding enemies or kill confirmations. These have been creatively replaced with audio cues. For example, having good directional sounds for guns, enemy death cries, or even hearing footsteps or crawling. Picking up on these cues is something that few people outside of hardcore game modes tend to notice because they don't have to. One thing I've noticed is that after playing a lot of hardcore games or game modes like Insurgency, you realize that most FPSs have these cues, or subtle visual cues like shadows and stuff like that. So by playing this, you learn to spot these, and these can be applied towards other games, which give you an advantage over the mini-map watching players that don't pay attention to those things. So it's less likely that they will get the drop on you because you hear them coming, even if they're not on the mini-map or whatnot. Lastly, one of the super cool things is that all the guns are unlocked from the beginning. So you don't have to level up or upgrade weapons to get the next better weapon. They all have the same firepower.
Come on, boys.
But this is offset by the recoil or by attachments you have on the gun. So essentially the way that they fixed this in Insurgency was that they essentially have like a point system for the weapons. Now you're thinking points, you gotta get, you gotta unlock points and stuff like that. That's not the case. The guns, for example, might have terrible recoil or a spray pattern, and these will cost you like a point to get. But by only spending that 1 point, you can get a scope, a grenade launcher, or other attachments for the gun, which kind of makes it a little bit better. But then there's other weapons that say will have less recoil or are easier to control and fire, but those are going to cost you more, so you're going to have to choose between having lots of attachments for your gun or not having any attachments for your gun, but it's easier to kill people with or something like that. By the way, everybody has the same amount of points. They are in the same pool as all the other items that you can have with you. So for example, you could get, you know, a 1-point gun that's hard to control, but you get an RPG. Or you get a really good gun that's easy to control, and the only other thing you can get is, say, like light armor and a smoke grenade. Whereas if you would have went with the other gun, you could have had, like, I don't know, C4 or Molotovs or heavy armor or stuff like that. So because you have these point systems and you don't have to upgrade the weapons, you don't have to grind for XP, which means that you don't have to pay to get, you know, bonuses or get items that will let you get to the next weapons quicker. Which brings me to my last point, and that's that Insurgency doesn't have DLC content. Now, let me say that again. DLCs are free and come in regular updates. I think it's important to note that the DLC content that they release is mainly new maps and rarely new game modes. They have released a lot more game modes earlier in the game, like when it was in beta and stuff like that, or when it just came out of beta. But you know, they're focusing more on fixing issues than coming out with new game modes and stuff. So that really doesn't matter. But what about new guns? You don't have to worry about that, because Insurgency has a thriving modding community which releases new weapon skins, player skins, sound packs, pretty much everything. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments what you guys like about Insurgency, and maybe we'll catch you on the battlefield. I mean, the Insurgency field? No, wait. Screw it. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more, leave me a thumbs up. And be sure to leave me a comment with suggestions of what you would like to see next. Until then, catch you on the flip side.